Yo, what's the deal, family? It's your man Eeze. Before we go any further, don't forget to like the video. That ensures that more people have an opportunity to see the video, right? Because YouTube pushes it through the system. So make sure you hit that like button. Today, I want to talk about my own personal KD3 wish list. As you all know, King's Disease 3, the release is right around the corner. So let's get right to it. Number one, I want Esco to be Esco. You may not love everything he's done, but there's a reason why you check in. And why is that? Because you can never state that he cheated you from an artistic standpoint. He always pushes the pen, steps up the level of the genre as a whole, and challenges his peers. How could you not be open to whatever it is that he's willing to bring to the table based on his track record? Number two, on the wish list, not too many features. Now, I know I stated that I wanted him to be him, right? But as a fan, I would love for the majority of the record to be his voice, ideas, alongside Hotboy's production and ideas. When this is the aim, we get records like Composure or KD2, adding to the timeless B-side records. You can't beat that. If it was my world, my wish list, maybe 2 to 3 features tops. Perhaps someone he hasn't frequently collabed with, like a Common, or maybe even someone like an Anita Baker, Sade, Black Thought, Joey Badass, or let's just keep it Queens, Get Havoc, or even Cormega. Not too many features, because at this stage in his career, we have to be honest, he's gifting us with this music. He doesn't have to do it. And linking up with Hotboy, he has been much more enthusiastic, and I'd much rather hear him at least 85 to 90% of the record, because we don't know how much more music we're going to get from Esco. After all, it has been 30 years. Number three, I'm hoping that Hotboy finally gets his well-deserved flowers. Not to say everyone is totally against his work with Nas, but I feel as though there's, a few individuals that just won't let the past go. And for whatever reason, instead of shedding light on the great things that have come out the last 2 to 3 years, we're still stuck in perhaps the 90s. And that era is never coming back. Let's keep in mind, Nas is enthusiastic about rhyming again. You can hear the hunger just based on his activity. This happened when he linked with Hotboy. I'm not big into awards from outside parties and accolades, but it matters in the industry, right? He won his first Grammy with Hotboy. The chemistry is proven. We can't argue against that. So I'm hoping that Hotboy finally gets his well-deserved flowers across the board, because the young man deserves it. And number 4 on my KD3 wish list, I'm hoping that we step away from the power or the focus of album sales. Here's why. Illmatic was a dud with regard to SoundScan. Yet it ended up being an anchor utilized by haters and the media against Esco, right? And then his second album, It Was Written, is his highest selling album. But at the time, people said it was too commercial. Just to double back decades later and make the point that it's better than Illmatic. What does that tell you? It's constant goalpost moving. Album sales don't equate a successful album in a sense of replay value, right? Or an effect that it had on you. Record sales aren't really conducive to success when it comes to Nas. He isn't just a rapper anymore. This is not the 90s. He's transitioned to a mogul and a tycoon at this point. Let's be honest with ourselves. Nas is never going to get the push that other artists get. Why? Because he's an indie artist. The industry is not really focused on pushing anyone when there's no incentive on their end. They can't eat with him and they don't eat off of him. It's a business. Lastly, I'm not a fan of counting folks' money, but I'm a bit confident in stating that he'll be okay if he doesn't sell 70 to 80,000 records first week. You need some sort of evidence? Let's go back to last year. Magic, December of 2021, right? Didn't sell a bunch of records. Surprise album. But guess what? It was a flawless piece of work that you and I are still playing to this very day. Replay value matters. So those who didn't support the project or buy it or stream it or listen to it, they didn't affect its value. Guess what? They simply missed out. And that's what great music is all about, man. KD3 on the way. It's your man Eeze. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and go get yours. Yeah.
Hey, yo, Eeze.